Hey guys, Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and back with another Dr. Stone Season 3 episode review for you guys as we continue on with the third season of Dr. Stone, and a nice eventful episode, and at the end we do get a little funny Albert Einstein reference.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow, they really went there. They really went there.
So let's get started with this episode. But this episode was a nice episode. It just shows the humanity that our boy Ryusei likes to look out for people, and even Senku likes to look out for people. We get also a revived person for once. And okay. Now obviously going into this episode, the funny thing is, well, the bread sucks. It's burnt. From and the other older people love the bread, but our humans from all the way back in modern times, like Senku and the others, they hate the bread. So obviously we got the cliffhanger where Ryusei is like, we need somebody that can cook.
Yep, man, he's the greediest man alive.
And you know him, he has to have, well, I guess you can say he has to have the best of the best. What is in the process, or what's the process in trying to get I guess a chef, because we know we don't have revival fluid and we're looking for more. And what do they end up doing?
Who better to ask than the journalist herself?
Yes. Albeit she's not, I guess, so easily accessible to give up her case of revival fluid. And she's like, well, you see, you got to do something for me in return if you want this. You have a nice little funny Gin interaction where kind of fakes to pretend to be her, but at the end of the day, they're like, all right, we'll do this thing as long as you give us the revival fluid. So who do they end up freeing?
Ryosei's butler. Ryosei's butler. I wouldn't say old butler because he or she is. I don't know if they're a boy or a girl.
It's a girl.
I guess boy or girl or a transgender or.
We don't discriminate.
Yeah, we don't discriminate. Shout out to Astralis in Space.
I have to rewatch that show again.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. David Rodriguez's butler. Francois.
Yeah.
Francois.
French.
Is that how you spell Francois, or that?
Yeah, that's how you say it. It's a French name.
Yeah. That's how you say it, but is that how you spell it?
Yeah. Because it's got the little accent when you say Francois.
Francois.
You see, listen, that's speaking 101. Everything's got a silent letter to it. So there's a lot of silence in that name. Now, I don't remember that because I didn't really care about that stuff. But I digress. Yes, Francois, the butler. She just automatically just starts walking to where Ryusei is at. Like, she takes the clothes, she puts the clothes on, just walks and is like, all right, I gotta go do what my freaking master says, so I need to go do. Gin is like, wait, you're not gonna introduce? She's like, there's no point in doing that. And they both literally walk 2 straight days, no stop, to Ishigami Village.
And Francois was still going strong while Gin is tired as.
Yeah, that. You got Gin trying to do athletics. He can't do that. No, that's the one ongoing gag that this man, he just does not like to do. He just does not like to lift. He does not like to do anything athletic gifted. Otherwise, the man's gonna freaking just go absolutely crazy. But anyways, we see how Francois ends up making bread. And she pretty much sees like the burnt bread, and then obviously with some sciencey stuff, and wheat and flour and things like that, she makes, like, I guess you can say, like, honestly, the bread it looked more like freaking like some sort of pound cake bread. But she pretty much made a bread that would not rot for pretty much 10 months because she was asking, she's like, okay, this expedition, this voyage you're going on, how long do you guys need bread? How long do you guys need food? Because obviously, you know, you leave bread sitting out for a long time, it's gonna get all moldy and rotten. And unless you want to be like Sanji and eat damn near rotten food, go right ahead. Man ate a rotten piece of bread, bro. Don't you remember that?
It's been a while.
So, yeah, but she ends up using like different coatings of things, like these berries, and I forgot one other thing she added to it, but pretty much it made the bread good enough so where it doesn't spoil for about 10 months, which, hey, that's good, you know. Again, the bread honestly looked kind of like it was like cake, to be honest, cake bread, you know, with the little berries in it and everything. It looked good to eat, to be honest. It looked really good.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's funny because you see the reaction of the regular people from the present day. They're like, oh my goodness, I haven't tried this, and so it feels so good to try. As in for Chrome and Kohaku, how are they feeling about this?
They started tearing up and like, this is just wrong. Why is it so good?
You know, the one I always loved they're just reactions to modern society things. Well, especially the food, because they're just like, that's so good. So you just gotta love their reactions and things like that. They're like, it's like now when they try the burnt bread, they're gonna probably hate it now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing there. We get kind of representation of how Francois makes bread. This time it's not in Minecraft mode. It's kind of more in chibi-like style this go around. So I don't know if they're gonna do that. Go ahead.
I'm all for it. I just said that's all.
I don't know if they're gonna do like something like this every week, where it's like some sort of, you know, different art style they do to explain like the science behind what they're doing. That's cool and everything. So for week 1 was Minecraft. Week 2 is chibi style. I wonder what week 3 is gonna be about. Next.
They did do a chibi style for Yuzuriha in the special episode of Ryusei. So
I'm just talking about season 3.
So it's probably not that important. I don't know.
I'm just saying, it's just whatever. Come on, you just have to ruin my mood. I'm just pointing some things out. My goodness. Jeez.
Okay.
Anyways, reporter girl, which I think her name is Minami, she ends up calling and she's like, all right, yeah, that's great, you got your bread, but where's my end of the deal thing that I want? And I was wondering, like, okay, what did she exactly want from Senku to do, or what was her ploy? And what was it?
Yeah, well, at first it was just looking like Senku was creating a mirror, but it turns out he was making a camera.
At first, yes, I thought it was a mirror. I'm like, oh, so she just wants a mirror? Oh, probably just to look at herself and probably call herself beautiful. She looks like that type of girl that would probably do that in typical anime fashion. But actually, when they pulled up, what was the funniest thing when they pulled up in the car?
The old man. He was walking up like in a tuxedo. Up until they told him what he needed to make. And all of a sudden he gets all buff and naked.
That was the moment of the episode for me. The man comes up he pulls up in the crib. Heck, the girl was driving. He comes out. He in a nice little tux, got the freaking piercings in his ear. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh yeah, we need you to help us make something.
All that for what?
The facial reactions, they're like, that's out. That was absolutely hilarious. The old grandpa man. Oh, the old man is hilarious, bro. He's absolutely funny. But she ends up, Senku ends up making a mirror. I'm like, oh, mirror, that's cool. Chrome, his reaction to seeing a mirror for the first time, absolutely priceless because he's just looking at himself. But
Yes.
then they end up making what she was longing for. And what was Minami longing for?
Like I said, a camera.
Yes, we get a whole flashback, and you kind of feel, kind of actually, shit.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me relate because it's like, well, damn. Now listen, I'm the last person that'd be worried about a freaking camera, most of anything. But to her, like we see in her flashback, like she grew up with this camera she got for like a Christmas present, you know. And then obviously when the wave that turned everybody into stone hit, pretty much she kind of dropped her camera, and obviously the camera after all that time passed is gone now, and she never had the camera, and she was always longing for a camera, and you kind of hit, you think about it, it's like, well, damn, what's something important to you that if you were like in Stone Age time, what would you miss that you'd be desperately longing for? So that was a
Yeah.
nice There was a nice little storyline there. Now Senku, I guess, made extra cameras that kind of rained on her parade, but all right, the guy's kind of a hole like that, but it's Senku for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So yes, the one thing they're actually planning on using the cameras is, which makes things better, is that now they can actually take pictures of the landscape, of the landscaping in the surrounding areas from the balloon now. So then it makes it easier for them to do their maps. So then they don't have to really like do the hand drawing direction. All they gotta do is take a picture, kind of landscape it. They still have to probably draw like a whole map and everything, but still, they're taking pictures. It's extra less work than going up in the balloon, seeing the terrain, drawing said terrain, and then obviously, doing what you have to do. Here, they just got to take a picture and things like that. But obviously the episode ends off with like, well, we gotta have a memory of this moment, and there's obviously we gotta have some very important about trying the Stone Age time till we get back to the modern day. And at first you think Ryusei would be the one taking the picture, but no, he's like, no, I don't deserve to be in the picture, actually. Go to my man Senku over there. And Senku takes the picture, and it's funny because they were deciding what pose does he want to do, and what pose does he end up doing.
Apparently, it's Albert Einstein.
Yes, the very famous Albert Einstein picture where he sticks his tongue out. So, yes, and Senku does it, and they plaster it on like kind of a picture frame, and yeah, so that's kind of the thing. But again, Senku, again, showing why he's pretty much the most important human being that it was revived. Because if not for him, none of this would be happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty chill episode for the most part. Gonna be very interesting to see where it's gonna go from here on. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm more curious about the villains that may come out later in the future.
If there are villains, if you never know.
They're really posting them out like they are villains, so I have no idea.
I guess we'll find out as the journey continues. So yes. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Dr. Stone, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Dr. Stone content on the channel or anything that my co-host has on his channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. And yeah, but other than that, any other final thoughts about this week's episode of Dr. Stone?
Just looking forward to the next.
Good. Well, anyways, let me get out of here. If you guys seen Oshi no Ko, I did a review on that. Definitely go check that review out.
Oh yeah, that's on the list. That's on the list.
Because that episode was amazing, and if you want to get my thoughts about that, well, I'll leave it in the outro. But till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or night or when you're enjoying this video. Peace.
Peace.